So my name's Lynne Cox and I'm a Senior Program Manager at Bridgeforce. So I've got about 20 years experience in financial services, 10 of those client side and 10 of those with Bridgeforce, and have done a variety of different things in both ranging from, redesigning target operating models to implementing new systems, integrating change in operations and various other things. And this project in particular related to an operational change where they were looking to introduce a new team that would handle customers who were experiencing significant hardship through a life event. And the client wanted to ensure that they were handling that in the best way possible. The client is a top 10 global lender, and they were looking to ensure that they were delivering against their internal strategy to be a responsible lender. And as part of that, wanted to create something they could be really, really proud of in the industry and kind of hold up there as something that was different and, truly helping customers. And so the kind of products that they were dealing with was loans, essentially, retail loans. The client's objectives here really were to ensure that, like I say, they could demonstrate that they were truly a responsible lender, but equally they wanted to be able to turn these customers around, and really deal with the debt itself, and ensure that customer could continue to be a good customer, and be a customer that would recommend them to others as well. So yeah, there was a lot of different things that they wanted to achieve. The reason the client chose Bridgeforce for this particular engagement is really the way that we work. So we put ourselves out there as a trusted advisor. We had built up some really good and positive relationships with some of the senior management within the organisation. And they really trusted us to do a good job. So they knew of our work, both from individuals that had been in previous organisations and then had moved into this one, and from some work that we had done with them themselves. So the key activities that we were undertaking were under some very, very tight timeframes. So this organisation was looking to stand up essentially a brand new team with brand new processes, brand new products within a 3-month timeframe. And so that involved recruiting the staff members from an HR perspective, onboarding those staff members, designing the end-to-end process that would be followed, getting the products through the appropriate governance. And it really was a challenging schedule, to say the least. So, and again, that's where some of our experience can really come into play because of our execution focus and our ability to kind of navigate governance, because we've been client side and we understand how to work with stakeholders to get them on board, and to really make sure that change can be affected in the right way and with the right backing from all the senior people that need to be behind it. So in particular for this project, one of the key challenges was trying to recruit during the pandemic. So that was something that we were able to help with in terms of ensuring that the job adverts were attractive, that they clearly stated what type of individual we were looking for so that the decline rates were low. And that then the interview process and onboarding process was successful enough that the attrition rate through the onboarding was absolutely kept to a minimum. So we managed to achieve a significant reduction in comparison to their normal attrition rate from the point of, offering somebody a position through to actually having them on the floor. So our kind of attrition rate was less than 5%, and they had in the past experienced, up to 30-40%. So we were able to make a significant difference there. And then outside of that, in terms of some of the governance, we were able to circumvent some of that by really getting key senior stakeholders on board, and ensuring that any governance that the approvals for example, the product needed to go through went through very, very quickly, and it was almost a tick box exercise because we'd had all the conversations up front and everybody knew exactly what we were trying to do, what the impact on the bottom line was, and how it delivered the vision of success that the organisation had. I think the client were absolutely delighted that they walked away with a successful operation. So they walked away with a team that was fully set up, that was highly engaged, that had kind of scored 9.8 out of 10 for the training that they'd received, which for a brand new team is, almost unheard of. So the team really felt nurtured and comfortable in their new role. And this is by far, not an easy role to do. And these guys are talking to customers who are at the end of their tether when it comes to debt. To have a suite of people at the end of the phone who are able to deal with all those emotions and get the right outcomes for both the customers and the bank, be comfortable saying no again. So be comfortable enough to understand what would be most helpful for the customer in the long run, was a significant achievement for the client. So customers have been crying on the phone, with delight that somebody has finally taken the time to listen to them and find a solution that really, really works for them. Has just, I think, taken the team from strength to strength. But in terms of kind of tangible things that they walked away from this with, a full new suite of training, which was also starting at the point when we left the organisation and did a full and comprehensive handover. That training suite was also starting to be leveraged by other parts of the organisation, who wanted to really embed that empathetic nature into other teams across the globe, because this is a global organisation. They had a number of process and procedural documents. They had bespoke KPIs and performance and reward structures for this particular team again. So at the point when we started on this project, the client had an idea. They understood in principle what it was that they wanted to build, but we're struggling a little bit to put that into action and to actually make that into a clear vision of success that they could then deliver against. At the end of the project, they had created something, they had created that vision, they had delivered upon that vision. And from a customer perspective, customers prior to the project having been implemented were filled with a sense of frustration, were complaining regularly about the way that they were being treated, were unhappy with some of the collection solutions that were being offered to them. And then at the end, like I say, we've had customers on the phone in tears of delight at how they've been treated and some of the solutions that have been put in place for them. So really a vast turnaround. I think, to be honest, there's probably two things that I'm really proud of most from the engagement. One would be the customer satisfaction has just been amazing, as we've already talked about, but they are achieving 90% customer satisfaction and having to give a lot of no's. So to be achieving that is really incredible. And then also we always knew this was the right thing to do. It's definitely great for the brand and for their overall strategy to be a responsible lender, but actually financially it makes sense as well. So the setup of this team is expected to pay for itself within the next 6 to 12 months. So it just shows that, all round this was a success for everyone concerned.